Dear children, today's topic is prime time. What are common multiples? Common multiples are numbers that are multiples of two or more given numbers. In simpler terms, they are the numbers that appear in the multiplication tables of all the given numbers. For example, common multiples of 3 and 5 include 15, 30, 45, and so on, as these numbers are divisible by both 3 and 5. So we can conclude a common multiple is a multiple that is shared by two or more numbers. Now let's go to the next term, common factors. What are common factors? Common factors of two or more numbers are those that can divide exactly without leaving any remainder. Factors are numbers that can divide another number exactly leaving zero as the remainder. When we compare the factors of two or more numbers, we observe that some factors are the same or common. What are prime numbers? A prime number is a whole number greater than 1 that has only two divisors, 1 and the number itself. Essentially, it cannot be formed by multiplying two smaller whole numbers. For example, 7 is a prime number because it can only be divided evenly by 1 and 7. Prime numbers are the building blocks of all the whole numbers. Starting from the time of Greek civilization, more than 2000 years ago, to this day, mathematicians are still struggling to uncover their secrets. Food for thought. Is there a largest prime number, or does the list of prime numbers go on without an end? A mathematician named Euclid found the answer, and so you will see in later class. Now, what is the fun fact about prime numbers? The largest prime numbers that anyone has written down is so large that it would take around 6,500 pages to write it. So they could only write it on a computer. Isn't it interesting? So what are co-prime numbers? Co-prime numbers, also known as relatively prime numbers, are two or more integers that have a greatest common divisor or highest common factor HCF of 1. This means the only common factor they share is 1. So in short, we can say two numbers that do not have a common factor other than 1 are said to be co-prime. What do you mean by prime factorization? Prime factorization is the process of breaking down a composite number into its prime number factors. These are numbers greater than 1 that are only divisible by 1 and themselves. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Prime factorization is a unique representation of a composite number as a product of prime numbers. A number is a factor of another number if the prime factorization of the first number is included in the prime factorization of the second number. So far, we have been finding factors of numbers in different contexts, including to determine if a number is a prime or not, or if a given pair of numbers is a co-prime or not. It is easy to find factors of small numbers. How do we find factors of a large number? Let us take 8,560. Does it have any factors from 2 to 10? It is easy to check if some of these numbers are factors or not without doing long division. Can you find them? Let's start with divisibility by 2. The first few multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Why do you observe? Do you see a pattern in the last digit? Is 682 divisible by 2? Can we answer this without doing the long division? Is 8,560 divisible by 2? Why or why not? Now consider this statement. Numbers that are divisible by 2 are those that end with 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Now let's move on to the divisibility test for 4. If the last two digits of a number are divisible by 4, then that number is a multiple of 4 and is divisible by 4 completely. For example, take the number 2308. Consider the last two digits, that is 08. As 08 is divisible by 4, the original number 2308 is also divisible by 4. Divisibility test for 5. If the last digit is a 5 or a 0, the number is divisible by 5. For example, 10, 10,000, 100,005, 595, 39652, 4850, etc. All these numbers are divisible by 5 as the last digit of these numbers are 5 or 0. Divisibility test for 8. If the last three digits of a number are divisible by 8, then the number is completely divisible by 8. For example, take the number 24,344. Consider the last three digits, that is 344. As 344 is divisible by 8, therefore the original number 24,344 is also divisible by 8. Divisibility test for 10. The divisibility rule for 10, the digit that is last in a number has to be 0. This works whether the number is 70, 700 or 7000. The rule also works if the numbers do not have 0 as a middle digit, such as 210, 340 and 620. All of them are divisible by 10. Children, this is all for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed and learned. Thank you.